You've bookmarked 40 productivity videos. You own 3 planners you stopped using in week 2, and you paid for a course that promised to fix your focus. None of it worked. Not because you're broken, but because it was built for a brain that's not yours. Today, we're going super tactical. We're going to cut the fluff. We're going to talk about 7 hacks, not tips, not motivation, actual mechanical, technical, tactical changes to how you run your business and your life as a professional with ADHD. 6 of them will help. Number 7 changed how I run my entire business. So stay to the end, because if you only take one thing from this episode, it needs to be that one. Let's get into it.
You. Yes.
Yo, it's Alyece, say it right, no cap. ADHD CEO, yeah, we run this track. Systems that slap, brains built different. We make sales in our sleep, yeah, the hustle's efficient. This ain't fluff, nah, this is strategy raw for the ADHD. Minds breaking every law. Hit subscribe, don't miss a single show. We're running on dopamine, let's go. Let's go.
All right. As promised, I am cutting all the fluff today. We are just diving right into it. We're not even going to have any kind of intro, post intro. All right. Here's the lie you keep telling yourself. And this is number 1. I'll remember it later. We all know you won't. That idea, the follow-up, the thing that you were supposed to tell your VA to do, or the flight you were supposed to book, whatever that is, it's gone in 90 seconds unless you capture it in the second it lands. Every time you try to hold it in your head, you're running a background process that steals bandwidth from whatever you're actually supposed to be doing. I mean, think about it. Use your computer as an example, or your phone. You got all these tabs open. It starts getting slow. Pages aren't loading. It is a pain in the ass. And the fix isn't a new computer, right? It's better memory. It's closing tabs. There is a 2-minute rule. The second a thought lands, it goes in a place, voice memo, notes app, your notebook, whatever, immediately, no exceptions. Not because you're not disciplined, but because you can finally stop thinking about it and you can come to it later. You stop asking your brain to do a job it was never built to do. And I am going to go ahead and say this too, not to be super salesy like 3 minutes into this episode, but I dive into each one of these in depth with examples inside Flow First Thinking, my book. It is way cheaper than a therapist. It is way cheaper than hiring a coach. You do usually need a coach for accountability, but we're going to get into that. My point is, this is part of the O in Flow. If you know, you know. Okay. Hack number 2, energy mapping. So you keep scheduling your hardest work for 2 p.m. and wondering why you're still staring at a blank screen or nothing's getting done. You end the day not feeling accomplished. And a lot of that is because it's either boring or your brain and your executive function is just not processing how many steps it's going to take, and it feels harder than it actually is. You know that 3-sentence email that you've been putting off for weeks, okay? And so you go, I'll do it later. I don't want to do that now. And so your focus isn't broken. Your calendar is lying to you about when you actually have focus. You have to track your energy for 1 week, hence the F in Flow. Find your spark times. This is so important. And I say track it for 1 week because our brains are so good at recognizing patterns. And this goes so much deeper than being a morning person or being a night owl. This is really about 2 to 3 hours of work that you can really focus every day. And if you don't know your spark times and you're not working with them, you're working against them, which means you're go, you burn out and you ghost for weeks, or you're just coasting, right? And your boss is noticing, or you've ghosted your business for a couple weeks. You have to find those focus windows, those spark times. It is neurology. There are studies, okay? Everyone has different chronotypes. I didn't make that up. But you have to protect those hours because that's exactly what they are. They are your focus hours. Stop fighting your biology and start building your schedule around your brain, not what the productivity influencers and Pinterest productivity hacks show you. Again, diving all into this. And the book is now available on Audible. I know I had a lot of questions about that. You have to know your energy windows. This will allow you to work best, rest best, actually rest, okay? And feel more productive. And when you feel productive, you actually are productive. And that drives momentum. Hack number 3, body doubling. Okay, this sounds crazy, but invoices, emails, the stuff you say you'll do later, which means you never will, or you keep putting them off until they absolutely have to be done. It's not that the task is hard. It's that it's boring or it's low stimulation work. And completely alone, this is just something that you can avoid. Now, I know for a lot of us, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you work from home remotely, You can't just hire somebody to come sit with you, but you got to find co-working spaces. There's apps out there, obviously coaching spaces, coaching programs, coexist with another human while you're doing the boring thing. I mean, think about it. Someone says, hey, I'm coming over to drop this off, and you speed clean your house like never before. All of a sudden, you've got all this energy because there is a panic or a dopamine. You're not weak for needing this, okay? You're accommodating your brain that needs external structure for internal motivation. And that's not a character flaw. It's just how it works. Seriously, how it works. I mean, even an example like my daughter, okay? I tell her to go clean her room. 5 days later, it's still not clean. If I go sit up there and just sit on the bed, she starts cleaning, right? And especially for my entrepreneurs, you are your own accountability, which just leaves us in this space of not accomplishing what we need to accomplish. Hack number 4, the good enough send, okay? There is something right now on your to-do list that is on like draft 8, an email, a project, a lead magnet, proposal for a new client, whatever. And you just keep needing to tweak and tweak and tweak. Perfectionism isn't just having high standards, okay? It is procrastination. The version of you that wrote draft 2 was already good enough to send it. The other 2 drafts weren't about quality. They were about avoiding the discomfort of being done, avoiding the discomfort of what the other person's response will be. You need to set a rule, okay? 2 drafts and send. If it's not perfect, it's still in front of your client or your boss or whatever it is, instead of sitting in your drafts folder. I guarantee there's a lot of projects right now in your drafts that you've been working on and they either get forgotten about or, oh, I'll work on that tomorrow. They've been going on forever. You need dopamine and a deadline. Put it on your calendar. Finish today. It's a little tough love for you, okay? Number 5, one inbox, one decision. So that DM, maybe email, you said, I'll think about this, not sure about this. It's costing you money right now. ADHD brains don't do very well with open loops. Have you ever been in like a conversation where they're like, we'll talk about it later? And you're like, no, I want to talk about it now. Like I need to know now. I'm going to think about it until we talk about it. My husband hates it. I don't do the we'll talk about this later thing. I'm not the best with timing, but every unanswered message is a tab left open in your head. Oh my God, I got 20 notification bubbles on this, right? Or, oh, there's so many emails and you just avoid them. And a lot of times this is just because of decision fatigue. It's just quietly draining your focus from everything else. And you need to create some sort of rule for yourself. Yes or no. Here's exactly when I'll decide. Not maybe, not let me sit on this. A decision needs to be made today. Close the loop, give your attention back, and look for ways to reduce decision fatigue. Okay. If you've ever seen content of me online, 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing teal. And 9 times out of 10, I'm either in something that is Cadence Corner branded, which if you don't know, that's our family's nonprofit for children on the spectrum, or a socially awesome t-shirt. I had about 20 of each made. I wear them every single day. Do I have a closet full of other clothes? Absolutely. Does it reduce my decision fatigue to put on a hat and a t-shirt with my logo on it every day? 1000%. That is strictly a decision for me that just makes it so much simpler than me sitting in my closet going, nothing fits. I don't like the way this looks. Oh my God. Hack number 6, the parking lot. Oh my gosh. I love this. This is building out the O even more. But every new idea feels like the one that changes everything. Everything feels right now so urgent or like, not even interested in that. It's not you. It's your brain and it's looking for an escape to hatch from the thing you've already committed to. The parking lot system is simple. Again, I dive into this so much in the book. But new ideas get written down and parked, not started immediately. They don't get deleted. They don't get ignored. They wait until you finish the thing you've already committed to. I recommend having like a weekly review for your parking lot. So that way you can actually put things on your calendar and you can also get rid of some things because we do know that we have shiny object syndrome. And so if I write something down today, I'm going to start this new YouTube channel. And then I look at it on Friday and I'm like, God, I do not want to do that. I did not waste 12 hours researching it today. They wait until you have time to commit, energy to commit. And this is the difference between, someone who has 10 unfinished projects and a business with one finished thing that's making money. I see this so much, especially in the entrepreneurial space. It's not saying that you never have time to do anything, but when you are saying yes to everything, you have to say no to something. And 9 times out of 10, it's saying no to the thing you've already committed to go on this tangent with this new idea. Hack number 7, as promised, the 24-hour rule. So I talked about this recently on my episode with ADHD Rewired. I've talked about it on a lot of different podcasts that I've been on. But, especially my entrepreneurs, maybe you launch something, it doesn't convert in the first 48 hours and you quietly kill it, convinced it was a bad idea. Or if you're not an entrepreneur, this happens so much with everything in life. A new diet, a new exercise routine, applying for jobs, whatever it is. It's not that it was a bad idea. You just abandon it exactly at the moment it was about to peak, because our ADHD brains treat this as, if this feels hard right now, as proof that something is wrong, when it's actually just proof that something is new or uncomfortable. And so the rule is, before you kill something, an offer, a launch strategy, exercise routine, whatever, you wait 24 hours, not to feel better about it, but to separate the decision from the dopamine crash. And so again, I share my story about burning my first business down. I was terrible at setting boundaries with my clients, terrible about holding them accountable. I felt like, the customer's always right, and I have to always do everything and people please. And it really burned me out so much that one day I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I just shut it all down. That business was making me 6 figures a year. But to me, it was like, this ain't working. Most of the things you've abandoned in your life didn't necessarily fail. Okay. Now, this excludes things like bad marriages and stuff like that. Not getting into that on this podcast, but projects or ideas, you just quit them too early. Okay. The single rule: wait 24 hours before you pull the plug. And we're talking about big things here. Okay. We're not talking about if you should use blue pens or black pens. All right. Put it on your calendar. Make a decision about this. This is the reason my business stopped being a graveyard of half-launched ideas. Okay. And my brand started becoming something that actually compounded. So here's what I want you to do next. I want you to pick just one of these 7, not all 7. Okay. I'm going to try all of them this week. That's the same overcommitment pattern we just talked about. Pick one that made you go, oh, that's me, Alyece. That's me. And run it for the next 7 days. If I'm going to give you one, if you're like, what's your recommendation? The Spark Tracker. Okay. Finding your energy maps. In the show notes, I will have the link to the book. Again, it's available on Amazon and Audible. The link to my TEDx, which also dives into this, but also a free Spark Tracker. You will be able to track your energy for 7 days. Your brain is so good at noticing patterns. You're going to see, oh gosh, I've been avoiding all of this work because I push it to 2 in the afternoon when my brain is done or fried. You will notice patterns in your energy, and you'll be able to put the most valuable work you need to in those energy windows. Then I want you to go to Instagram, send me a DM at socially.awesome. Tell me which hack you picked and what happened. I want to know. Okay. And I'm going to do, if you made it all the way through this episode, I never do this. I swear, this is not a sales tactic. Never do this. Okay. I don't discount my time. But for you, the listener, I am going to do a special offer only for the people who listened all the way to the end of this episode on booking a 1-hour call with me. If you need some accountability, you need some systems built in your life, you need to walk through these and customize them for yourself, I'm going to give you a discount on a call with me. I am a certified ADHD coach, autism coach. I am a systems expert. Okay. And I know you. I'm inside your brain. I am you. Okay. ADHD here. Hello. But I want to help you. And so check that out in the show notes. Look, if you got any value out of this episode, please leave it a review. It is the best compliment you can give. Throw it in your stories. Tag me at socially.awesome. Share it with your ADHD friend who also needs to listen to this. And make sure you are subscribed. Come back next week. You will not want to miss what I'm going to talk about next week, because it's something I've never said before out loud, especially not live. Until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.